So, Tesla. Here we go again. Beginning of 2020, Tesla stock surged to new all-time highs, literally doubling in the span of 1 month only. And of course, Tesla haters' hate level also went through the roof along with its valuation. But that's not a new thing. Tesla is a polarizing company, meaning that people are very passionate about it, like both ways, for it and against it. As a matter of fact, even before the share price surged to more than $700 per share, many people were already considering Tesla overvalued. Even at $300 and something, like experts were saying that it was too much. Some even predicted that Tesla valuation would be cut in half or that it would even fail altogether and be sold to a big car conglomerate. In addition to this, Tesla is regularly the most shorted US stock, meaning that many people and institutions bet on the fact that Tesla's share price will go down. Basically, they will earn huge amounts of money if it crashes. But again, they have been doing it since forever, so far they have been losing billions of dollars instead because the stock mostly went up. And this is also where most of the bad press about Tesla is coming from. Because when you have so many people, such big money whales interested in Tesla's share price going down, they use their influence to talk shit about Tesla all day, every day in the media to help provoke that. And this is why it is extremely difficult to differentiate between, for example, an objective, down-to-earth article criticizing Tesla performance and a contributor that has skin in the game and is a Tesla short seller himself. And when you dig deeper, you start to see more and more of these connections between negative media coverage about Tesla and its short sellers. Now, after I warned you about these conflicts of interest and that you should take all bad press about Tesla with a grain of salt, two things are probably true though. The 2020 share price surge is very likely a speculative bubble, and Tesla short sellers do have a point once you look at Tesla numbers. So, here's the thing. If you examine Tesla's balance sheet, its performance, you might actually agree with Tesla short sellers and even Tesla haters. The company indeed has a lot of trouble to turn profits since a long time. There are many production issues, delays, and so on. And if you take out Tesla's brand from the sheet and you compare it to any older car manufacturer, it will definitely not make sense. On one side, you will see a poor performance but a huge valuation, and on the other side, you will see good performance and much lower valuation. So, what is actually going on? Well, that's the thing. What's going on is beyond Tesla haters' comprehension, and also probably beyond Tesla short sellers' comprehension. To illustrate that, let me give you a Facebook debate example. Let's say that this person is a Tesla hater, and he will post something negative about it on Facebook. Then, this Tesla fanboy will answer him with some vague argument that is not rooted in factual numbers. To which the Tesla hater will answer something like,
"You're just a Tesla fanboy, you don't understand the numbers, you just worship Elon Musk."
I don't know if you noticed it, but the irony is strong with this one. By calling the pro-Tesla person a Tesla fanboy, the Tesla hater actually explained exactly why Tesla is valued so much and so differently from other car companies. Tesla fanboys. Or Tesla fangirls, right? That's the reason. Tesla is a brand so powerful that it has a huge potential market of people dreaming about buying a Tesla one day, and Tesla only. Look, disclaimer. I am a Tesla fanboy. When I'll have the budget for an expensive car, I will buy a Tesla. And I absolutely don't care about any other brand. Get this. BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, all of these are of no interest to me whatsoever. I have no feeling for these brands. Actually, I never cared much about cars in general, but I had several of them, including Mercedes and BMW. They were great cars, there's no doubt about that. And some of these cars can definitely be better than Tesla on many objective criteria. But none of this matters. If there's really any car that I really dream of, it's a Tesla. So this strong fanboy and fangirl community is what's driving this uncommon Tesla valuation. And yeah, maybe it's not rational, maybe you think it's stupid, you can make fun of it, but if you're pragmatic, you shouldn't dismiss it, because that's the reality. It's not just the numbers, you have to take people's future behavior into account. Look at it from the other car brands' perspective. How many die-hard BMW or Mercedes or Audi fans do you know? I mean, they exist, but they are a minority. For most customers of these brands, when they will have the money, there will be a real competition. For example, one person can choose either a BMW, a Mercedes, or an Audi of similar quality. It's much more rare for the customers of these brands to be like,
"No, I only want an Audi. I will never ever buy a crappy BMW in my life."
The biggest chunk of customers of these brands are not really loyal. They can easily switch between them. And that's much less true for Tesla. In that sense, Tesla can be compared to Apple. Look at Apple's valuation and then talk to an Apple customer. Chances are they love their iPhones and Macs like crazy. And you can tell them,
hey, you can have a Samsung or Xiaomi for half the price and it's just as good. Plus, they will not rip you off on additional accessories, change charger adapters, and lock you in on their systems.
And technically, you would be right. So why are these people still buying iPhones? Well, because they don't care about your arguments. None of what you're saying matters. They'll just answer you,
"Cool story, bro."
That's the power of a brand, right? There are strong brands like Apple and Tesla, and there are all the others. So yes, Tesla fanboys and fangirls will work towards buying a Tesla later in their lives. And then they will deposit money to reserve future models. They will tolerate production delays. They will dismiss fit and finish issues, and so on. That's why many of the problems that apply to traditional car makers don't apply to Tesla to the same extent. It doesn't mean that they have no impact at all, of course, but comparatively, Tesla customers' tolerance level is much higher. And yeah, things are not easy. Tesla still needs money to function, and it will eventually have to turn profits on a regular basis to prove that it's a working company. It will need to figure out its production and delivery issues, but the big difference here is that because the potential demand is so huge and so loyal, investors are willing to wait it out until it materializes. And the threat of other car brands mass producing electric vehicles to compete with Tesla is not as dangerous for Tesla as it would be for any other car brand. If you tell a Tesla fanboy,
hey, Porsche is making an electric car and it looks nuts,
his answer will probably be,
"Yeah, cool story, bro."
Again, take myself, the fanboy example. I know that Porsche Taycan is an amazing electric car and it costs twice as much as a Tesla Model S. So if you offered me to choose one of them for free, I would still pick the Tesla. I mean, technically, I'd take the Porsche, of course, sell it and then buy that Tesla. I'm not stupid, but the end result would be the same. So those people who mock Tesla fanboys and fangirls for being, well, Tesla fanboys and fangirls should actually think a bit deeper and take those fanboys and fangirls' demand and behavior into account. Even if they think that this type of behavior is silly or irrational, it's still real, it exists in the market. So that's why nobody can predict what Tesla's share price will be like at any given moment. There's the reality of the numbers on one side, but there's also future loyal demand on the other. Then there are the speculators, aggressive short sellers, and interested journalism, but also retail investors willing to bet on Tesla rise like on Bitcoin. Then there are tax credits. Some administrations give them, next ones take them away. And then there's of course China. Finally, there's also Elon Musk, who is of course a big risk himself. Many people indeed worship him, but what will happen when he leaves the company? Will this loyal demand stay? Nobody knows. So that's why you shouldn't listen to anyone. Actually, nobody knows what's going to happen to the stock of any company at any given moment, except those with insider information, and even then, there are always too many global factors that one single person cannot be aware of. I think it's time that people stop listening to the so-called stock market celebrity experts, all of whom have as good of a track record of being statistically correct as me tossing a coin. But things down to the business level, this is something that you can witness yourself. Customer demand, their satisfaction, their loyalty or fanboyism if you prefer, the product quality, customer service, and so on. And out of all these, I now believe that fanboyism is actually the best indicator. What better proof of demand do you need than people 100% devoted to a certain brand, no matter the reason? In Tesla's case, the barrier is of course the price of the car. Being a Tesla fanboy is not like being an Apple one. To buy Apple products, you need thousands of dollars, but to buy a Tesla, you need dozens of thousands. So the real question here is if and how fast new generations of Tesla fanboys and fangirls will be able to earn enough money to afford a Tesla. But the fact that they want one, there's no doubt about that. And lastly, if you're still not convinced about Tesla, let me ask you something. Can your favorite car brand do this? If not, then it's lame. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. See you soon!